everybody. Happy Tuesday and welcome to my channel. Today we'll discuss my favorite topic, Russia. What it has to do with Russia today? What happened is over the weekend, United States Treasury experienced a data breach and it caused a lot of leak of information. Washington Post called it that it's highly likely that Russia did it and someone was in aid of the government. So clearly Washington Post is stating Russia did that. Of course, the Russian embassy in Washington immediately claimed that those claims are unsubstantiated. They also tried to rebuff, stating that 30% of all cyber attacks that happen on Russia is actually coming from the US soil. Of course, there's always going to be that version. Yes, 100% is not proven Russia did it, but nevertheless. However, there's something interesting that happened at the same time, which was not as highly publicized or watched. At the same time over the weekend, Google started having issues. Everybody knows Google owns YouTube. And the biggest problem with that, YouTube has been banning Russian channels. Russia filed complaints with YouTube because a channel like Tsargrad and a few others have been banned because of their content, and YouTube has been unfavorable to certain Russian productions. Nevertheless, some of those channels are propaganda. However, some of them are just Russian Orthodoxy channels, which, at the same time, there should be freedom of religion, even though I'm not advocating for any religion of Russia at this point. But what is interesting, Google experienced certain type of downtime, experienced certain problems. Google tweeted that the issues were resolved a while later. But at the same time, it appeared in certain social media publications and also in some Russian forums that actually Russian parties were responsible for that to disturb the actual situation when it comes to Google. So what does it mean? If somebody breached something in Google, it's not so much about data leaks or data information from Google. When you disrupt anything, it loses money because revenue immediately, because commercials on Google, and a lot of other promotions that happen for YouTubers and everything like that. And there's certain issues because you could not log into a Google account. There's certain problems that certain people experience. Of course, Google minimized it, played it down, said, oh, the issues were fixed. But nevertheless, the timing was very interesting. At the same time, U.S. Treasury hack occurred, but it also not all. It also timed at the same time Bellingcat released information pertaining FSB's involvement, and also Navalny has named the people responsible for his poisoning and even stated that they were trying to poison him twice. First time, obviously, when he got ill on a plane, and second time before he was leaving Russia to be transported to Germany for treatment to the Sheridan clinic, of course. He still remains in Germany, and it doesn't seem like he's returning to Russia now. But all over that, all was in the same $72 frame. And what is even more interesting about all this information, that at the same time while this is all going on, Russia releases new images of a new super weapons that they're actually building. There's not much information about it except the image that was released. And the image states the new super weapon and the new plasma weapon that is going to be used. Not hypersonic weapons, but a new type of plasma that they're using for a new weapon. There's a sketch released. There's also supposedly new work is happening. It was leaked. And of course, everybody knows one thing in Russia. If anything leaks in Russia, it's not because they weren't vigilant, it's because Russian government Kremlin wants to have it leaked, so people will be afraid, and the arms race is on, and Russia is building next generation technology yet again. This is always in, like I said, the same 72 hours. It's very odd that it happened right before the holidays. Also, there's a lot of scenarios in US, the attorney Barr just resigned. He's going to be stepping down next week, but nevertheless, and of course Trump's presidency is ending because Joe Biden will be inaugurated in January as he's a newly elected president of the United States. But outside of that, this is what the trajectory leads. And it's even interesting with the hacks and attack. I would not automatically call it a hack because they could have used certain type of bots to access that. Because even now, a lot of passwords you can reset using date of birth, social security numbers that send you to email to reset your government password, any type of password. So if you're using certain type of bots, you can actually, based on multipliers and process of elimination and a lot of different variations, there's people who are very trained to create such technology and are able to access it. Nevertheless, FBI is obviously investigating the U.S. Treasury one. But what does everybody think about the Google disruption and certain type of issues that occurred? It's not a data leak, it's just based on disruption. And clearly that one, the only party who benefits to it is Russia, because Russia has been having tensions with Google and obviously YouTube overtaking them down. I would love to know what opinions are. I would love to know what everybody thinks. Please click like. Please subscribe to my channel, of course. You can also read my articles under Kristina Kitova at communalnews.com. Would love to hear everybody's opinions. And again, I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.